Hi everyone. So today I'll be presenting my project Interview Coach AI. So this is basically a project created for the candidates to practice the interview, and it has various modes and various sort of custom interview configuration that the user can utilize for practicing for any sort of interview session. And in this project I have particularly used Gemini AI models, and the specific models that I've used for Gemini is 2.0 and 2.5 flash. So basically I have used a combination of it. One model will be totally oriented for processing, and one model will be totally oriented for actual AI interview taking. So 2.0 is completely oriented for processing and all the sort of analysis that specific model is doing, and 2.5 is basically for the complete interview setup and simulating a industry level interview. For that we have used a 2.5 Gemini model. And as you can see, we have this specific landing page, and in this specific page we have multiple sort of configurations. I'll be explaining complete about the current page, and we'll be following up with the next pages. So in this specific page, as you can see that we have a manual setup and a blind mode. In the manual mode, the complete configuration is within the user's hand, and in the blind mode, as you can see that there will be a mystery configuration, which means that the interview type, the personality, the difficulty, the duration, everything will be totally blind, and it would be basically a mystery sort of session for the candidate. And the candidate can easily choose this blind mode for practicing somewhat that is totally unpredictable. So sometimes what happens is we have an unpredictable session and unpredictable sort of interview difficulty that happens. So this mode is specifically for that only. And in that, as you can see, you can write target position, experience level, mystery configuration. The configuration will be mystery. You can write your focus area and upload a resume and start the mystery session. In the manual setup, there will be a complete thing that will be on your hand only. Complete configuration will be on your hand only. And yeah, we'll the next part we'll do a demo of manual setup. So yeah, see you there. Yeah, so now we'll be starting with the demo of this specific AI interviewer. So as you can see that we have two specific types of configuration: manual setup and blind mode. In manual setup, you can configure the complete interview as per your requirement. So as you can see, for the target position I mentioned software engineer, experience level let's say junior, duration 5 minutes, difficulty will be easy, interview type actual interview or practice interview. So in actual interview, realistic and professional interview would be there, and in practice interview, basically to help the user that how to behave in the interview, how to answer the interview. So this specific feedbacks will be given after each and every question. So these are the interview types, and for interview personality, we can shift between the interviewer personality, that what would be the personality of the interviewer: very strict, calm, polite, neutral, profession. I'll go with friendly and conversational. And my focus area will be, I'll just mention my focus area as let's say web extensions. And the user can also upload the resume as well. But yeah, I'll just start the session. I'll allow the microphone access. Hi Sarah, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm Sarah. I see you're applying for the software engineer role. Ready to begin?
Yes, I'm ready to begin and very excited for the interview.
Great. Can you start by giving me a brief overview of your background and key projects?
So I basically make web extensions as my hobbies, and my recent project of web extension was basically an ad blocker, which would be used to block the ads in multiple platforms like YouTube.
I see. Building an ad blocker for YouTube is an interesting project. Can you tell me more about how the extension works? For example, how does it identify and block ads?
So basically, I'll start with the basic architecture of an extension. An extension contains three major files. One is a background script, one is a content script, and third is a manifest file. The manifest file is basically a CPU of the extension, and the background script is basically the script that we write in that specific file that will be injected to the DOM.
I see. How do those background scripts then interact with identifying and blocking the ads specifically on a YouTube page?
So yeah, as you can see in the initial demo that I gave, this was the demo simulating a candidate who is very like experienced and very much confident in his or her approach. So now I will simulate that sort of interview in which the candidate is very much underconfident and he's stuttering in between, he's not able to answer the questions properly. So now I'll create one more session in which I'll simulate a totally different sort of candidate experience. So I'll again junior, duration will be 5 minutes, difficulty let's say hard, and the interview type will be sort of a, so let's say it as a actual interview only, and the interview personality very strict. Focus area, let's say again we'll do it again as the web extensions, and we'll start the session. Allow. Hey, hi Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Could we please continue the interview in English? I see you're applying for the software engineer role. Ready to begin?
Yes, I'm ready to begin with the interview.
I see. Could you briefly describe your background and key projects related to software engineering?
Actually, I'm not aware about that. Sorry, I can't really say about that. Sorry, I'm getting confused.
Understood. Let's change the subject then. Can you explain the purpose of a web extension and how they work?
No, actually, the thing is that I'm not able to remember it properly. No, sorry. Sorry.
Perhaps we can Perhaps we can discuss the document object model. What is it and how is it used in web development?
Actually, that is very advanced for me. Sorry, I don't know about it. Sorry.
Since we haven't been able to discuss any technical topics in depth, I am afraid I can't proceed further with this interview.
So yeah, as you can see, uh, interviewer keep on decreasing the level when they detected that the candidate is being very underconfident or something like that. So they keep on decreasing the level again and again and again and asking questions. But a specific saturation point came when the interview thought this candidate might not be the ideal one. So they simply said that okay, so I can't proceed further because it was the lowest threshold that I can reach regarding that. And yeah, uh, the main thing is after every session we have a post interview analysis for that as well, that you can see right now, which is being generated. And this specific report tells the candidate that what are the uh, improvement potentials within the candidate. It gives a constructive criticism to the candidate for the further improvement. So I can see that the composite score is 42, and here it has simply mentioned that the candidate struggled to answer basic technical questions, indicating a lack of preparation or foundational knowledge. That was very much true. I simulated it like that only. Executive summary, it contains that what are the improvement potentials within the candidate. It creates a skill dimension map. So the delivery was very bad, the technical knowledge was zero, communication needs improvement, behavior was average, structure was average, the problem solving was very low. And the dimensional deep dive analysis is that the communication, technical and behavioral. So that you can see that the I was not able to answer many questions, so the technical was very much low. And the question analysis was that the only good thing that the AI was able to find, that complete thing, is that the candidate greeted the interviewer proper way, and to proceed to the next technical questions, which it was not able to handle those. And here you can also see that the punctuality and professional setup was there, but the areas of growth is session depth and verbal elaboration. So you can see here that this analysis report tells the user where to improve just after the interview session. And here simply it has tagged it as needs work, which definitely it requires work. So yeah, that was all about it. So you can see that this specific summary is being created. Thank you. Yeah, so as you can see that apart from this specific page, we have a dashboard page. So I'll be explaining what a specific dashboard page is in our scenario. So this page is basically contains all the metrics that the user want to see regarding his or her performance during the interview. So we have the current score, that basically whatever the score is, the latest interview, that will be presented here. The growth points, the lowest point of the interview to the highest point of the interview, what is the difference between it, and the stability, and along with an average score and a pressure index. So I'll tell you further that how this pressure index is being calculated. But yeah, this is the performance trajectory, that this was the interview sessions that the user has taken, and this was the performance oriented to it. Then we have a skill profile regarding the behavior, communication, technical knowledge, and structural knowledge, and problem solving. Everything is within this specific sort of graph. And in this we have a pressure and resilience analysis. So what is exactly a pressure analysis is that the interview keep on the interviewer keep on increasing the difficulty level in the interview, and while increasing that difficulty level, it observes that how is the user's performance is depleting or increasing. Based on that, it creates this sort of index that we personally refer as a pressure and resilience analysis. And you can see that high pressure sessions, these were the sessions that the interviewer took, and the candidate has this sort of behavior under the pressure. And then we have a skill evolution, that within the time, the technical and the communication knowledge of the interview of the candidate, how it has increased. And then we have a resume analysis. So basically, initially I told you that the user can upload their resume. So based on the interview, the AI will create a summary that okay, these were the parts that you were really good at, because the AI has definitely passed the resume, and based on the resume he or she is asking the questions. So basically the AI will simply go through the resume, ask questions regarding that in the interview. Based on the replies the interviewer get, they will simply make a sort of correction summary or the confidence summary out of that resume. And as you can see that here, this specific part is my strength, because if the interviewer has asked some questions regarding this part, I'll be very confident in that. And this Kubernetes part is my weakness. So this is the resume intelligence that the AI summary will create, and the topic confidence is also mentioned in the form of the progress map. And the AI interviewer also suggests some practice based on the resume analysis and resume intelligence. So here you can see the top strengths, and here is the priority improvements. And the main thing is, based on the priority improvements, we can just click on it and generate a focus session for that specific improvement only. And this specific part is the interview frequency, basically a heat map that we see in GitHub. That part I wanted to simulate here, that will show the interview frequency. So that's all about the dashboard. I hope that was very much clear.